Just the fan running, just the window cracked, just the afternoon coming in through the back. Stalked on the shoulder. Peeled off the shirt, left it on the chair. Something dried and white along the collarbone there. Didn't swim, didn't go, didn't leave the zip code, but the body keeps receipts that nobody wrote. Maybe the heat just does what oceans do. Maybe the skin don't care if it's salt or dew. Salt on the shoulder, didn't even try. Salt on the shoulder, summer got inside. Salt on the shoulder, no tide, no shore. Salt on the shoulder, felt it, I'm sure. Felt it, I'm sure. Fridge left open, fan aimed at the neck. The air between the blinds doing this level best. Close both eyes and let the temperature talk. The body went somewhere my feet didn't walk. Maybe the heat just does what oceans do. Maybe the skin don't care if it's salt or dew. Salt on the shoulder, didn't even try. Salt on the shoulder, summer got inside. Salt on the shoulder, no tide, no shore. Salt on the shoulder, felt it, I'm sure. There's a version of the sea that lives in August air. In the back of a parked car, windows cracked out there. Don't need the water if the skin already knows. The body's been to places that the calendar never shows. Salt on the shoulder, pulled it from thin air. Salt on the shoulder, ocean everywhere. Salt on the shoulder, not the wave inside. Salt on the shoulder, still I got it right, just the fan. Just the white residue. Just the summer knowing what to do.
12 floors up, the city in the palm. The sun not asking where the shore has gone. Rooftop gravel where the laundry stains. The sky out here does something with its hands. Close my eyes, tilted back my face. The sun don't know this isn't a coastal place. Traffic sounds like something far below, the kind of low that only shorelines know. Concrete shoreline, still it pulls at me. Concrete shoreline, my own version of the sea. Concrete shoreline, no sand, no salt. Concrete shoreline, the ocean's fault. Pigeons circling like they heard the call. The smog today is gold against the wall. Siren fades the way a wave retreats. The city breathes in summer-weighted beats. Traffic sounds like something far below, the kind of low that only shorelines know. Concrete shoreline, still it pulls at me. Concrete shoreline, my own version of the sea. Concrete shoreline, no sand, no salt. Concrete shoreline, not the ocean's fault. Yeah, I built the shore from what the city gave. From heat that hit the asphalt like a wave. From like that cracked off glass towers in the face. From when that found the one remaining open space. I don't need permission from the coast to call this mine. This is what I love the most. Concrete shoreline, I claim that is mine. Concrete shoreline, no permission or sign. Concrete shoreline, I stood at the edge. Shoreline, made my own ledge. Yeah. 12 floors, city breathing, the tide somewhere beneath it.
Lay it down, let the grass take the weight. The ground's still warm from a few hours late. Towel on the grass still warm from yesterday. The ground remembers what the sun put away. Laid flat and let the earth hold the spine. 2 degrees from water, doing fine. Close enough to feel it, not so far it's nothing. 2 degrees from water, close enough. 2 degrees from water, that's the bluff. 2 degrees, the warmth doing all the talking. 2 degrees, I don't need to keep walking. Grass blazed through the cotton at the back. The neighbor sprinkler throwing its best attack. Droplets catching light before the ground. The smallest ocean making the biggest sound. Close enough to feel it, not so far it's nothing. 2 degrees from water, close enough. 2 degrees from water, that's the bluff. 2 degrees, the warmth doing all the talking. 2 degrees, I don't need to keep walking. Everything I needed from the coast lives in the way the air thickens when it's close. The skin doesn't require the full Pacific, just the feeling, approximate, terrific. 2 degrees from water, I'm all the way there. 2 degrees from water, sun in my hair. 2 degrees, the world doing its best. 2 degrees, already past the test. Towel, warm ground, 2 degrees. From the sun. Came in from the pool with it still on the skin. That specific sharp the nostrils take in. Sat in a chair, let the afternoon dry. The smell did something the water couldn't buy. Between the chemical and the clean, the line between the pool and what the sea means. Chlorine dreams, close enough to coast. Chlorine dreams, the smell I love the most. Chlorine dreams, I still stay clear. Chlorine dreams, the whole ocean is here. Hair gone rough, the towel barely done its desk job, towels high beneath the rubber flip-flop. Lounge chairs faded to the right, shade of gone. The afternoon not moving, just pressing on between the chemical and the clean. The line between the pool and what the sea means. Chlorine dreams, close enough to coast. Chlorine dreams, the smell I love the most. Chlorine dreams, I still stay clear. Chlorine dreams, the whole ocean is here. I know it isn't salt, I know the difference, but the brain cares less about the evidence than what the body's saying right now. Chlorine is the ocean's apartment. Somehow that smell just lets it all come back in. The summer lived in water through the skin. Chlorine dreams, I let myself go. Chlorine dreams, I let the body know. The coast came to me. Chlorine dreams, that's where I'll always be. Still can, still stinging. The day still ringing. Curtain moved, nobody touched it. The afternoon decided something. Curtains rising like they caught the offshore wind. The kind of lift that means the day can begin. No particular reason, no particular source, just the air deciding on a different course. Some things awry without a point of origin. The tide doesn't ask, it just begins. Window tide, the curtain says it all. Window tide, catching every haul. Window tide, I don't have to leave. Window tide, just stand here and breathe. Everything is slower past the window frame. The trees are doing something I can't name. A neighbor tilts their face up to check. The same instinct rising in my neck. Some things awry without a point of origin. The tide doesn't ask, it just begins. Window tide, the curtain says it all. Window tide, catching every haul. Window tide, I don't have to leave. Window tide, just stand here and breathe. The wind has been somewhere before this door. Somewhere white and blue before it found the shore. I hold the curtain back and let it fill my chest. Something passed through here, smelled like open, felt like rest. Window tide, I felt the shore. Window tide, right through the floor. Window tide, inside the room. Window tide, full as the moon. The curtain, the wind, the afternoon, beginning again. told the truth. Tan line running like a line of former youth. Didn't chase it, just caught me in the yard. Turning pages, time went soft and some went hard. The mirror shows a summer I didn't plan. Something in the light had a different plan. Copper skin, the sun did the talking. Copper skin, no beach, just walking. Copper skin, the poof is in the arm. Copper skin, I wore the whole arm. Blowed along the wrist where the watch used to be. A ring of white where the summer couldn't reach me. Everywhere else went the color of late light. The body kept a record of a perfect night. The mirror shows a summer I didn't plan. Something in the light had a different plan. Copper skin, the sun did the talking. Copper skin, no beach, just walking. Copper skin, the proof is in the arm. Copper skin, I wore the whole arm. Yeah. Postcard of the zip, it finds a collarbone, the elbow, every strip of skin left open to the afternoon. It leaves its mark before you leave the room. I stood in the yard and let it right on me. The summer signed my skin for free. Copper skin, I earned the shade I am. Copper skin, no coast, no pier. Copper skin, the summer found a way. Tan line, the light, the body, the bright.
Windows down, the radio behind the beat. 4 hours in, the road deciding where to meet. The flat kind of flat that has no reason to hide. Sky came down to meet the highway at the edge. Both of us committed to the same unspoken pledge. Past the last real exit an hour ago. When the distance closes in like that, something in the chest goes soft and flat. Low horizon, sky and road together. Low horizon, gone past all the tethers. Low horizon, pull it toward me now. Low horizon, don't even know how. Past a water tower and a field of something tall. The exit signs all promising and nothing after all. But the long unbroken line of the horizon stayed. The whole drive was the ocean that the highway made. When the distance closes in like that, something in the chest goes soft and flat. Just a long flat line of distance, same as any highway with persistence. Open, that's the thing the chest is chasing. Not the water, not the salt, not the bracing cold. Just the open, just the eye going wide. Just the low horizon pulling like a tide. Low horizon, I found it on
steam against the glass. Eyes closed long enough to let the week go past. Shampoo pooling round the drain below, somewhere between the rinse and the undertow. The pressure from the head finds the neck, the spine, the body crossing some particular line. Foam on the tile, the wave that found me here. Foam on the tile, the coast without the pier. Foam on the tile, I let the water be. Foam on the tile, the ocean came to me. Hand against the wall for the balance and the steam, the kind of dissolution only heat can bring. Towels warm where the sun's been all the wall. Small room, small water, standing in it all. The pressure from the head finds the neck, the spine, the body crossing some particular line. Foam on the tile, the wave that found me here. Foam on the tile, the coast without the pier. Foam on the tile, I let the water be. Foam on the tile, the ocean came to me. Tell that to the neck, tell that to the neck that just released its hold. Tell that to the shoulder going warm from cold. The body processes by feeling, not by fact. The warmth of falling water is the water falling back. Foam on the tile went all the way out. Foam on the tile, not a shadow of doubt. Foam on the tile, the whole coast right here. Foam on the tile, the real thing, clear. Steam, the drain, the water, same, the same again.
At the car door, heat on the soul. The parking lot teaching what the saying used to know. Every hot surface a translation of before. Every step on concrete what the shore was for. The foot remembers everything the shoe forgets. The ground is just the tie between the sets. Barefoot on asphalt, same burn, different ground. Barefoot on asphalt, same freedom found. Yeah. Barefoot on asphalt, the heat says the truth. Yeah, barefoot on asphalt, the body stayed you. Yeah, yeah. Quick steps to the shadow where the curb dips down. The way you're underwater in that coastal town. That summer at the shore, now in the past. The asphalt holding the same heat that lasts. The foot remembers everything the shoe forgets. The ground is just the tie between the sets. Barefoot on asphalt, same burn, different ground. Barefoot on asphalt, same freedom found. Yeah, barefoot on asphalt, the heat says the truth. Barefoot on asphalt, the body stayed you. Yeah, yeah. The soul of the foot holds more memory than the mind. The specific temperature of a particular grind. Quick light step, find a cool patch. That's the game you played at 7-10. Every summer the same. The body is not a fool. It's been waiting since every summer since. Barefoot on asphalt, ran to the edge. Barefoot on asphalt, made the pledge. Barefoot
ice in the glass. The palm already knows the cold doing what only the cold knows. Condensation running down the outside of the cup. The palm still cold long after the ice gave up. Pressed it to the cheek just to feel the coast effect. The way the cold and salt do their own dialect. A drink on a hot day is a small miracle. Something oceanic, something lyrical. Glass and brine, the cold in the hand. Glass and brine, the closest to sand. Glass and brine, the sea in a grip. Glass and brine, just one small sip. The olive at the bottom getting slowly convinced. Lime already squeezed and long since rinsed. Drink going warm the way an afternoon does. The glass still holding what the cold once was. A drink on a hot day is a small miracle. Something oceanic, something lyrical. Glass and brine, the cold in the hand. Glass and brine, the closest to sand. Glass and brine, the sea in a grip. Glass and brine, just one small sip. There's a whole philosophy in cold drinks in the heat. The specific pleasure of a thing that can defeat the temperature just briefly, just enough to feel that summer is a thing you can negotiate and deal with on your terms. With a glass in hand, the coast in miniature. Glass and brine, that's the plan. Glass and brine, whole coast in the palm. Glass and brine, the summer gone calm. Glass and brine, I took what I need. Glass and brine, I finally agreed. Condensation, the olive, the afternoon resolving.
Step from the elevator into the corridor. The air moved different than it moved before. A gap between the window and the stair, putting offshore quality in the recycled air. The hall doesn't know what it's doing to me, but the body recognizes open sea. Offshore in the hallway, caught it just in time. Offshore in the hallway, almost crossed the line. Offshore in the hallway, the building breathing wide. Offshore in the hallway, the coast inside. Grocery bag, one hand, keys in the other fist. The kind of errand that the afternoon dismissed. And then the thing the air did, hitting from the left, like a door to something open, broad and blessed. The hall doesn't know what it's doing to me, but the body recognizes open sea. Offshore in the hallway, caught it just in time. Offshore in the hallway, almost crossed the line. Offshore in the hallway, the building breathing wide. Offshore in the hallway, the coast inside. Every building has its hidden ventilation. Every hall its own specific air situation. Sometimes the configuration catches right. Something blows through that shouldn't be inside. I stood there 10 full seconds, long enough. I almost believed it was real. Offshore in the hallway, I stayed in it long. Offshore in the hallway, let it make make me strong. Offshore in the hallway, couldn't leave that spot. Offshore in the hallway, took everything I got. The bag, the key, the hallway given offshore to me.
Something thick in the air today. August sitting on everything. The air outside has gotten thick with something sweet. The kind of pressure only August can complete. Stepped out to check the mail and stopped right there. The whole month sitting heavy in the air. Some months are weightless, this one has a mass. The kind that only summer pulls like glass. The weight of August pressing on the chest. The weight of August can't pass the test. Weight of August, the best kind of heavy. Weight of August, I'm already ready. The hydrangeas are too blue for casual looking. The neighbor's grill already started cooking. The way the light hits the side of anything, it goes golden before the going brings. Some months are weightless, this one has a mass. The kind that only summer pulls like glass. The weight of August pressing on the chest. The weight of August can't pass the test. Weight of August, the best kind of heavy. Weight of August, I'm already ready. August smells like something ending and beginning. Lavender and gasoline, the winning. Light that makes you feel that everything you've been told about the good life is true right now, right here. The weight of August telling you it's clear. Weight of August, I leaned into it. Weight of August, didn't quit. Enough summer free. The mail in the hand, the door still open. The month still speaking. Kitchen window open. Something in the air. Can't name it yet. But it's been here before. Something sharp inside the early evening air. The windows open in the kitchen there. Can't place it, somewhere between iron and clean. The particular smell of somewhere I have been. Dusk arrives with its own chemistry, carrying something from somewhere by the sea. Iodine and dusk, the air knows the coast. Iodine and dusk, what I want the most. Iodine and dusk, the evening arriving soul. Iodine and dusk, nothing is my fault. Dried seaweed somewhere in the memory stacks. The low tide smell that the brain brings back without the tide. Just the dusk, the compound that the wind decided to wrap around. Dusk arrives with its own chemistry, carrying something from somewhere by the sea. Iodine and dusk, the air knows the coast. Iodine and dusk, what I want the most. Iodine and dusk, the evening arriving soul. Iodine and dusk, nothing is my fault. Half a molecule and already you're there. 13 years old, low tide salt in the hair. The body went ahead without the rest of me. The smell was standing at the sea, while I was still in the kitchen, windows cracked. The iodine brought the whole coastline back. Iodine and dusk, I'm already on the shore. Iodine and dusk, who needs anything more? Right there, it's clear. The smell, dusk, kitchen, the coast. Slid off the sandals, felt the floor beneath. Something in the tile, the body underneath. Slid off the sandals by the door and felt the floor, the kitchen tile doing something from before. Smooth and slightly cool, the way the packed sand was, right at the water's edge in July. Because the foot always lands somewhere it's already been. The tile just opened up a coastal scene. Wet sand memory, the floor knows my past. Wet sand memory, these things always last. Slid off the sandals, felt the floor beneath. Something in the tile, the body underneath. Slid off the sandals by the door and felt the floor, the kitchen tile doing something from before. Smooth and slightly cool, the way the packed sand was, right at the water's edge in July. Because the foot always lands somewhere it's already been. The tile just opened up a coastal scene. Wet sand memory, the floor knows my past. Wet sand memory, these things always last. Wet sand, the kitchen tile, the coast. within the tower required the specific texture that the nerve acquired from summers lived without a thought for floors. The body filling in the sand it stores. The foot always lands somewhere it's already been. The tile just opened up a coastal scene. What's in memory? The floor knows my past. What's in memory? These things always last. What's in the kitchen tile? The coast. What's in memory? What I need the most. Sensation memory is the most forgiving kind. Just the texture matches all it takes to find the signal and send it back through the body. The foot's intelligence takes a Thursday tile and turns it briefly to the coast in style. What's in memory? I felt the whole shore. What's in memory? Through the kitchen floor. What's in standing, taking it in. What's in memory? Summer through the skin. The tile, the soul, the coast, still whole.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Watch the bird go wide and low across the blue, heading somewhere certain in the way birds do. No hesitation in the angle or the line, that particular direction somehow also mine. Follow the thing that knows where the water is. Follow the logic of the living. Pelican Logic. Follow where it goes. Pelican Logic. The body always knows. Pelican Logic. Trust the angle in the flight. Pelican Logic. The coast is in its right. The coast is in its right. Yeah. City bird doing a coastal kind of glide. Something in the wingspan open wide. Wrong zip code bird with the right instinct. The ocean somewhere in the flight that links. Follow the thing that knows where the water is. Follow the logic of the living. Pelican Logic. Follow where it goes. Pelican Logic. The body always knows. Pelican Logic. Trust the angle in the flight. Pelican Logic. The coast is in its right. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know which direction knows the water here. I lost my coastal calibration, that's clear, but the bird still has it, glides like it knows. I turned the way I thought the feeling goes. Put the coast on the left the way it used to be. The Pelican Logic working through me. Pelican Logic. I follow the sign. Pelican Logic. The coast became mine. Pelican Logic. City, no water inside. Pelican Logic. The bird got it right. The bird, the angle, the coast, triangulated.
From some other afternoon, the smell of it hit like the 12th of June. Rubbed it on the arm before the errand run. The whole coast arrived before I hit the sun. Before the heat, before the ground, before the light. The smell came in and set the whole thing right. Sunscreen at noon, coasting the cat. Sunscreen at noon, I'm already taking me there free. Coconut and something chemical and bright, the specific compound of a summer done right. Applied to every arm of every kid whose mother made them. Every summer we did, before the heat, before the ground, before the light. The smell came in and set the whole thing right. Sunscreen at noon, coasting the cat. Sunscreen at noon, I'm already back. Sunscreen at noon, the smell is the key. Sunscreen at noon, taking me there free. Yeah. No cheaper ticket to the shore than the particular smell we've all stood in before. Any city, any errand day, find the tube and pressing your away. The brain doesn't know the gap between the actual beach and the chemical map. Sunscreen at noon, whole beach decoded. Sunscreen at noon, whole coast reloaded. Sunscreen at noon, went for free. Sunscreen at noon, the coast came and drew me.
Back against the brick, eyes already shut. The wall doing what the afternoon cut. Back against the brick where the south sun had been, warming all morning before I leaned in. The stored heat of 6 hours pressing through the shirt, the kind of warmth that doesn't know how to hurt. The wall held what the afternoon gave up, slow and patient like a warming cup. The warm side of the wall, hold me here. The warm side of the wall, everything clear. Warm side, the stored afternoon. Warm side of the wall, I'll be there soon. Eyes shut, shoulders relaxed against the heat. The bricks still radiating, slow and complete. The specific warmth that only stone can hold, the antidote to anything that's cold. The wall held what the afternoon gave up, slow and patient like a warming cup. The warm side of the wall, hold me here. The warm side of the wall, everything clear. Warm side, the stored afternoon. Warm side of the wall, I'll be there soon. Seawall at the coast, does this the same? The game of stored heat, the patient game. Stone plays anywhere the sun gets long. The yard wall just as warm, just as strong. I pressed my shoulders flat against it and gave the wall permission to begin it. The warm side of the wall, whole sun in the stone. The warm side of the wall, I wasn't alone. Warm side, the coast in the brick. Warm side of the wall, that did the trick. The brick, the back, the heat, never going back.
Overcast, the world gone even, no shadows left, just this particular lighting. Overcast, but the brightness still came through, the kind of white that covers everything it knew. No shadows anywhere, the whole world gone even. The light that makes the afternoon worth living. When the sun goes soft, the whole world breathes. Everything loses edges, everything agrees. Flat light, no shadow, no shade. Flat light, the whole afternoon gentlest possible place. The garden looked painted, edges disappeared. The kind of light that makes everything sincere. No harsh angles, no squinting, no lines. Just the even warmth the overcast defines. When the sun goes soft, the whole world breathes. Everything loses edges, everything agrees. Flat light, no shadow, no shade. Flat light, the whole afternoon stayed. Flat light, clouds dew in the grays. Flat light, the gentlest possible place. Beach days don't need the full sun to be real. The overcast beach has a specific feel. Soft light going gray, green, gold. The day that doesn't need to be bold to be the best. Flat light is the best light. For the skin, for the eye, for the chest, just right. Flat light, lifting it completely. Flat light touched me discreetly. Flat light, no borders, no lines. Flat light, the summer, that's mine. The white, the even, the afternoon, still breathing. Caught in the downpour at the corner of the block. Soaked before I reached the awning of the shop. Stood there dripping in the shelter of the store. The feeling of being completely wrong and more. There's a clean that only water from above can do. The kind that doesn't need the ocean to come through. Rinse, the sky did it right. Rinse, the full summer high. Rinse, the wave that came to land. Rinse, I didn't even plan. Rinse, the sky did it right. Rinse, the full summer high. Rinse, the wave that came to land. Rinse, I didn't even plan. Hair flat against the skull, shirt against the skin. The particular feeling of the outside coming in. The city glittering like it had been cleared. Everything the rain touched briefly disappeared. There's a clean that only water from above can do. The kind that doesn't need the ocean to come through. Rinse, the sky did it right. Rinse, the full summer high. Rinse, the wave that came to land. Rinse, I didn't even plan. Rinse, the sky did it right. Rinse, the full summer high. Rinse, the wave that came to land. Rinse, I didn't even plan. The summer downpour is the wave that didn't need a shore to arrive on. Just the speed of the front moving through wall of water falling. The skin receiving everything and calling it what it is. A body in the ocean without the horizon, just the motion. Just water, just the cold, just the shock. The coast right on the block. It's in your hand. Rinse, the wave that came to land. Rinse, I didn't even plan. Rinse, 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 the wave that came to land. Rinse, I didn't even plan. Rinse. The AC running, the room at its fill, the frequency just right to to make everything still. The AC doing its thing against the wall. The particular frequency below the usual call. The white noise that it makes when everything's still. The way the air moves when the room's at its fill. The distance between sleep and the edge of the shore is thinner than the AC and the floor. The sound before sleep, the tide that came in. The sound before sleep, where the coast begins. The sound before sleep, the AC, the wave. The sound before sleep, the coast in the cave. Eyes already closed, the room going sideways. The fan doing its thing in its particular ways. The frequency sat right at the edge of water. The body decided to cross over toward her. The distance between sleep and the edge of the shore is thinner than the AC and the floor. The sound before sleep, the tide that came in. The sound before sleep, where the coast begins. The sound before sleep, the AC, the wave. The sound before sleep, the coast and the cave. Edge of sleep doesn't discriminate between the real thing and the approximate. The AC close enough, the body knows and went there to the particular shore where the waves did the breathing, the body let go. The sound before sleep already in. The sound before sleep, coast on the skin. The sound before sleep, crossed without a boat. The sound before sleep, the tide took note. The AC, the dark, the shore, the heart going out.
Yeah. Came off the track with everything the body gave. The towel doing its job like a breaking wave. The rough cotton catching what the run produced. Something got washed out, something got released. The body after effort is a different country. The towel at its border doing something. The towel after everything run clear. The towel after the coast right here. Towel after the wave that dried me out. Towel after not a shadow of a doubt. Face into the terry cloth, the pressure gone. The workout ending where it should have begun. With this, the complete and the depleted. The version of yourself that finally conceded. The body after effort is a different country. The towel at its border doing something. The towel after everything run clear. The towel after the coast right here. Towel after the wave that dried me out. Towel after not a shadow of a doubt. The same equation as any afternoon's coastal situation. The body made the ocean from the inside out. The run was the wave, there's no doubt. The towel was the shore where it ended and broke. The feeling that the exertion invoked. The towel after found the coast in the run. The towel after everything done.
filled it past the usual. Lay back. The world renegotiating. Filled it past the usual and lay back flat. Ears below the surface, that was that. Everything the room contained went far. The ceiling turned to sky, the light a star. Submerge enough and the world renegotiates. The sound of the water makes different states. Float, let the water decide the weight. Float the body at its lowest rate. Float everything the shoulders carried gone. Float, the surface was where I belonged. The plumbing talking somewhere in the wall became the distance of a foghorn's call. The ceiling fan above the waterline, a seabird crossing something that was mine. Submerge enough and the world renegotiates. The sound of the water makes different states. Float, let the water decide the weight. Float the body at its lowest rate. Float everything the shoulders carried gone. Float, the surface was where I belonged. The inner ear goes oceanic when you let it. The liquid of the body and the bath, forget it. The distinction, the inside-outside one. The bathtub disappeared, the ocean had begun. Found its love. The water holding everything, dissolving.
Past the usual exits, the city getting thin, the warehouses, the feeling coming in. Yeah. Took the highway past the usual exits, the city thinning into its prerequisites. For being is the warehouses, the wide lots, the feeling that the ocean somewhere in the dots. Every city in somewhere, it forgets itself. Every drive goes long enough to find the shelf. Drive to the edge, the coast is always close. Drive to the edge, that's the one I love the most. Drive to the edge, the city running out. Drive to the edge, the water, no doubt. Past the port cranes, past the bridge going old. The smell came in before the rest was told. Diesel and then something underneath the brine. Through the vent, the salt and the heat. Every city in somewhere it forgets itself. Every drive goes long enough to find the shelf. Drive to the edge, the coast is always close. Drive to no doubt, I didn't plan to find it, I just drove into the part of the city nobody chose. The smell of something coastal, something cleft between the building and the bay, not on the map. I pulled the car and sat and filled the gap in my chest with what the air was doing, open. Drive to the edge. Exactly what I saw. Drive to the edge. The city gave it up. Drive to the edge. I filled the cup. The port, the smell, the drive. That went well.
The cheeks went red before the afternoon was done. Not from any extraordinary sun, just the heat that lives inside this particular July. Just the summer running its invisible supply. The skin doesn't need the beach to keep the score. The summer finds a way without the shore. Sunburn without the sun, the summer in the face. Sunburn without the sun, I was in the right place. Sunburn without the sun, the color of a coastal day. Sunburn without the sun, the summer found a way. The mirror at the end of the day revealed the thing the afternoon had quietly sealed into the skin, the particular pink that comes from living at the summer's brink. The skin doesn't need the beach to keep the score. The summer finds a way without the shore. Sunburn without the sun, the summer in the face. Sunburn without the sun, I was in the right place. Sunburn without the sun, the color of a coastal day. Sunburn without the sun, the summer found a way. The beach is in the UV index of any hot July. It doesn't care about geography or why. The skin receives what the atmosphere provides. The coast lives in the heat wherever it resides. My backyard was enough. The face absorbed the fact of summer and gave the pink color back. Sunburn without the sun, I wore it proud. Sunburn without the sun, said it out loud. Sunburn without the sun, the coast inside my face. Sunburn without the sun, I live this place. Woo! The mirror, the pink, the summer, the brink. "20 minutes, the sky changing over, the blue that doesn't last, already almost over. 20 minutes when the whole sky changes over, the particular blue that doesn't last, it's over. Before you finish naming it, gone, everything it was moves on. You can't keep it, only be inside it for the 20 minutes before the dark divides it. The blue hour, everything goes even. The blue hour, the best kind of evening. Blue hour, the whole world at one color. Blue hour, nothing could be fuller. The building buildings lost their edges and they even the street went the blue of something foreign. The particular shade that only happens twice, once in the morning, once as the day's device. You can't keep it, only be inside it for the 20 minutes before the dark divides it. The blue hour, everything goes even. Blue hour, the best kind of evening. Blue hour, the whole world at one color. Blue hour, nothing could be fuller. Hits the water, and the sky and the sea become one daughter of the same blue, indistinguishable, a thing that's barely speakable. In the city it does the same, it evens everything the day built in those hours. For 20 minutes the whole city answers to the blue. Buildings become blue dancers. The blue hour, the coast was everywhere. The blue hour, the sea was in the air. Blue hour, no coastline required. Blue hour, the whole sky conspired. The blue, the blue, the fading, the dark waiting, the 20 minutes that I took. White shirt on the line, the wind deciding, the yard becoming something else entirely. Hung them out before the wind had a direction. White shirt catching everything, no correction, just the billow from below. The shirt going full, the particular moment of the cloth and the pull. The laundry line makes a temporary sail. The yard becomes the ocean in the gale. Laundry line, the white shirt is the sail. Laundry line, the yard behind the trail. Laundry line, the wind doing the work. Laundry line, can't look away, I lurk. Towel catching the wind and going horizontal. The mundane suddenly becoming monumental. Just the physics, the cloth in the air. The backyard briefly being somewhere over there. The laundry line makes a temporary sail. The yard becomes the ocean in the gale. Laundry line, the white shirt is the sail. Laundry line, the yard behind the trail. Laundry line, the wind doing the work. Laundry line, can't look away, I lurk. Something about a sail or a flag going full does to the body what only white things pull. The eye goes with it, the chest opens out. The white shirt on the line is the mainsail, no doubt, of a boat that the yard became when the wind decided to take us out. Laundry line, I sailed it from the yard. Laundry line, it wasn't all that hard. Laundry line, the wind gave me the coast. Laundry line, the simplest, the most. The shirt, the wind, the yard, the grin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cut it wrong again, the juice got the wrist. Ran down to the elbow, making its own list of everywhere the summer had decided to go. The sweetest kind of damage, sticky and slow. Some things can't be eaten without getting in. The mango is the summer through the skin. Mango in July, the juice on the arm. Mango in July, the sweetest alarm. Mango in July, the coast and the drip. Mango in July, right here at the tip. The particular color of the flesh going down. The way the sweetness spreads before the swallows found. Stood at the kitchen sink and let it run. The afternoon conducting what the summer had begun. Some things can't be eaten without getting the summer through the skin. Mango in July, the juice on the arm. Mango in July, the sweetest alarm. Mango in July, the coast and the drip. Mango in July, right here at the tip. The markets at the coast always had them cut right there at the stall, no hesitation, no but. Just the vendor and the blade and the immediate fruit. The sticky hand, the price of every route. Through the market at the shore, I paid it gladly. Stood there with the juice, thinking of every inland July. I almost forgot this. Mango in July, I ate the whole coast. Mango in July, the thing I love most. Mango in July, dripped on the floor. Mango in July, gave me something more. The juice, the rest, the summer in the fist.
Sat down, let the shoulders drop. The kind of drop that takes a while to stop. Yeah. Sat down after everything and let the shoulders drop. The kind of drop that takes a while to stop. Breath going out longer than it came back in. The body doing what the body does to begin. The exhale is the tide going out, and that's what it's all about. The longest exhale, the tide going out. The longest exhale, releasing the doubt. Longest exhale, the coasting, the breath. Longest exhale, body said yes. Everything the week had put in the jar, slowly opened and left through the jar. The particular release that only breathing buys. The coast arriving through the nose and the eyes. The exhale is the tide going out, and that's what it's all about. The longest exhale, the tide going out. The longest exhale, releasing the doubt. Longest exhale, the coasting, the breath. Longest exhale, the body said yes. The breath is the smallest tide, in and out. The chest doing what the ocean's all about. The rib cage expanding like a wave coming in. The exhale pulling back through the skin. And when it's the longest, the full release is not an exhale. It's a wave that found peace. The longest exhale, the full coast in the chest. The longest exhale, I finally rested. The longest exhale, the tide came and went. The longest exhale, exactly what it meant. The breath, the drop, the shoulders, the stop. Yeah. The sound of them on the tile, slap and slide. The particular rhythm of the rubber's tied. Concrete tile, the deck, the boardwalk grain. The footwear knowing every summer terrain. The sound of the flip-flop is a GPS, telling the body where the summer is. Flip-flop geography, the sound says it all.
Flip-flop geography,
The slap in the car. Flip-flop geography, the coast inside the stride.
flip-flop geography.
I've already arrived. I've already arrived. Wood deck in the particular clap it makes the hollow sound of every step that takes you closer to the water, even though it's just the deck outside the house. The sound you trust, the sound of the flip-flop is a GPS telling the body where the summer is. Flip-flop geography, the sound says it all.
Flip-flop geography,
the slap in the car. Flip-flop geography, the coast inside the stride.
flip-flop geography.
I've already arrived. I've already arrived. You can map your summer by the surfaces you walk. The tile, the deck, the sand, the body talk in the language of the soul and the particular sound. The flip-flop makes on every different ground. The boardwalk hollow, the sand gone quiet, the tile for pussy, each one a different summer style. Flip-flop geography, I walk the whole coast. Flip-flop geography, through the sounds I love most. Flip-flop geography, the deck, the tile, the grain. Flip-flop geography, summer again. The slap, the slap, the stride, the coast, inside.
There's a line on the wall where the flood reached. The house remembers everything the water teaches. There's a line on the wall where the flood reached in 2009. The house remembers everything the water defines. Found the mark behind the shelf, we never moved. The summer's highest point in pencil proved. The body keeps its own high water line, somewhere in the chest from a particular time. High water mark, the place it reached. High water mark, what the summer taught. High water mark, the fullest that it got. High water mark, and I gave it all I got. And I gave it all I got. The mark on the wall is just the wall's memory. The house recording what the season set free. My own high water, harder to locate, somewhere in the chest at a particular rate. The body keeps its own high water line, somewhere in the chest from a particular time. High water mark, the place it reached. High water mark, what the summer taught. High water mark, the fullest that it got. High water mark, and I gave it all I got. The tide at its highest leaves a line behind, in the sand, on the rock, on the wall, on the mine. The mark says this is how far the water came. This is the fullest version of the game. I wanna leave my own mark, not on a wall, but in the people who remember the whole of the tide at its fullest, when everything was full. High water mark, I lived at the line. High water mark, that summer was mine. High water mark, the fullest I've been. High water mark, I finally came clean. The mark, the wall, the summer that gave it all.
Standing under the lamp in the after rain, the wet street doing its particular refrain. Standing under the lamp in the after rain, the wet street doing its particular refrain. The orange on the water, on the ground, the kind of light that makes a harbor sound. The street light doesn't know it's doing harbor, but the eye decides it goes much farther. Offshore streetlight, harbor in the rain. Offshore streetlight, finding it again. Offshore streetlight, the lamp on the water. Offshore streetlight, doing what it ought to. The puddle carrying the whole lamp's reflection. The quality of light making a different selection. The November feeling suddenly was June. The street light doing the work of the moon. The street light doesn't know it's doing harbor, but the eye decides it goes much farther. Offshore streetlight, harbor in the rain. Offshore streetlight, finding it again. Offshore streetlight, the lamp on the water. Offshore streetlight, doing what it ought to. Every harbor in the world has its particular lamp, the kind that makes a circle on the damp stone of the pier, the orange pool below, the boats that rest inside the particular glow. I found it on the sidewalk in the rain, the lamp on puddle getting to my brain. The harbor was already in me. Offshore streetlight, the harbor came through. Offshore streetlight, the pier came to. Offshore streetlight, the lamp in the rain. Offshore streetlight, I'm at the coast again. The puddle, the lamp, the orange, the damp. (3 a.m) The house began to speak. The floor above, its characteristic creak. Begin to speak. The floor above doing its characteristic creak. Expansion from the heat, the wood releasing the sound of it, exactly what I'd been missing. The house at night is the body of a boat, the same material, the same note. The creak of it, the hull against the water. The creak of it, the ship doing what it ought to. The creak of it, the house is the vessel. The creak of it, the night is the wrestle. The rafter popping overhead at 2, the window frame expanding in the dew. The house making sounds like it's underway. The night crew doing its thing all the way. A house at night is the body of a boat, the same material, the same note. The creak of it, the hull against the water. The creak of it, the ship doing what it ought to. The creak of it, the house is the vessel. The creak of it, the night is the wrestle. Wood is wood on a deck or in the floor. The physics doesn't care what it is for. Heat
cold, naked, speak in either case. I lay back and let it take me to the harbor. The creak of it, whole harbor in the beam. The creak of it, not as far as it seems. The creak of it, the hull and the house. The creak of it, the night going south. "3 a.m. The creek, the hull, the week dissolving."
Crowd at the corner and then suddenly wide. Something in the chest that pushed the city aside. Between two buildings where the sky came in full, the body registered open the pull. The gap between things is where the ocean lives. The chest finds open wherever the city gives. Open water feeling, right here no coast. Open water feeling, it's the one I love most. Open water feeling, the chest goes wide. Open water feeling, the city stepped aside. Plaza at rush hour with the sky overhead. The particular vertigo of that instead of the usual close. The sudden vast, the body knowing this is the coast forecast. The gap between things is where the ocean lives. The chest finds open wherever the city gives. Oh, open water feeling, right here no coast. Open water feeling, it's the one I love most. Open water feeling, the chest goes wide. Open water feeling, the city stepped aside. The sea is not a place, it's a state of the eye. When the eye runs to the edge and can't find why. There's no wall, no building, no thing to stop the gaze. That's the ocean, that's the drop. Open, that's all. That's the whole coast. The open is the sea, wherever you are. Open water feeling, I live in it now. Open water feeling, the city shows how. Open water feeling, the chest runs wide. Open water feeling, always inside. The gap in the sky, the open. Not goodbye. Yeah. The shirt went from the original to the eventual. The blue becoming something more consensual. The shirt went from the original to the eventual. The blue becoming something more consensual. With the sun, a negotiated shade. The color of a summer that was made. Everything the sun touches admits it. Everything it fades admits it has lived it. Sun faded, the color of the real thing. Sun faded, the proof of what the summer brings. the shirt that earned its shade. Sun faded, everything the light has made. The deck chairs bleached away, the coast demands the cushions carry in the summer in their strands. A photograph left by the window all year gone pale, but the image still perfectly clear. Everything the sun touches admits it, everything it fades admits it has lived it. Sun faded, the color of the real thing. Sun faded, the proof of what the summer brings. Sun faded, the shirt that earned its shade. Sun faded, everything the light has made. I wanna be sun faded in the particular way that things get when they've been out in the day long enough, patient, accepting of the process. The salt bleached things at the coast are beautiful, that particular pale, that soft surrender. Sun faded, I earn the shade I am. Sun faded, stop running the exam. Sun faded, I let the light do its job. Sun faded, no apology, no sob. The shirt, the pale, the summer, the pale, the shirt, the pale.
Wrote it out in my head. The weather's perfect here, the kind you can't describe without the fear. Wrote it out in my head, the weather's perfect here, the kind you can't describe without the fear of making it sound like an advertisement for something you can't package or present. The unsent thing is the most honest version, the wish that didn't need the occasion. The postcard never sent, the truest one. The postcard never sent under the sun. The postcard never sent, I wrote it down. Postcard never sent from an imagined town. Wish you were here for words that always lied. The here being somewhere I constructed inside. The combination of heat and light and smell. The coast I built from everything the afternoon fell. The unsent thing is the most honest version, the wish that didn't need the occasion. The postcard never sent, the truest one. The postcard never sent under the sun. Postcard never sent, I wrote it down. Postcard never sent from an imagined town. Every summer I didn't go, I sent a postcard in my head. Wish you were in this heat with me. Wish you were in this backyard by the sea that I invented from the fan in the chair. The card I sent from my imaginary wave was more honest than any stamp could say. The postcard never sent, it finally arrived. The postcard never sent, we both survived. Postcard never sent, the coast was right here. Postcard never sent, and it was perfectly clear. The stamp, the wish, the coast, the dish, served right here.
The Avenue channeled it from somewhere south. The heat had a direction, yeah, in the mouth, yeah.
avenue channeled it from somewhere south. The heat had a direction and a mouth. It came between the buildings at the walk, the particular one that doesn't wanna talk. A current doesn't announce itself, it moves. The air just finds the channel and it proves. Gulf Stream, the city has its own. Gulf Stream, the heat has come home. Gulf Stream, the current finding the street. Gulf Stream, the warmth that came to me. 20 blocks from the river and the heat still carried something oceanic in the beat of the air against the arm. The warm current through the corridor, exactly the referent. A current doesn't announce itself, it moves. The air just finds a channel and it proves. Gulf Stream, the city has its own. Gulf Stream, the heat has come home. Gulf Stream, the current finding the street. Gulf Stream, the warmth that came to me. The Gulf Stream moves 1 trillion tons of warm through the Atlantic like the world's best storm. The city has its version, buildings holding heat into the evening, releasing in the street. The urban Gulf Stream on the avenue. The current doing what all currents do. Gulf Stream, the city gave it to me. Gulf Stream, the warmth set me free. Gulf Stream, the current was enough. Gulf Stream, the coast in the rough. The avenue, the warm, the Gulf, the farm.
The heel is the oldest, the first to the ground, the last to leave the summer it found. The heel is the historian of every summer walk, every surface that the body talked into, the soft sand, the sharp tar. The heel remembers exactly where you are. The soul archives what the mind forgot. The heel knows the summer by the ground it got. What the heel knows, the summer in the foot. What the heel knows, every place you put your weight. The heel, the ground, the coast. What the heel knows, the summer's innermost. The summer's innermost. Calloused from the friction of the years, the heel is tougher in the places that it wears. Against the grain, the deck, the rock, the grit. The heel developed its own coastal kit. The soul archives what the mind forgot. The heel knows the summer by the ground it got. What the heel knows, the summer in the foot. What the heel knows, every place you put your weight. The heel, the ground, the coast. What the heel knows, the summer's innermost. The summer's innermost. The skin on the heel is the oldest organ, the first thing to the ground, the last to leave. Every surface that the summer offered, the heel received and chose to believe. Wood deck and hollow, sand gone quiet, tile. The heel built a map of every summer coast. What the heel knows.
there's a quiet on the way back in. The body for the coast has been. There's a particular quiet on the way back in, when the body has enough and the coast has been. Everything it promised, that's the quality of the return. Full, a different geography. The return is not the same road going out. Something in the direction of the knowing. The return route, quieter than the way out. The return route, no more looking about. Return route, the coast is in the body now. Return route, the body knows how. The car carries the salt that the windows caught. The seats still warm from the afternoon that brought everything it had without asking more. The return route carrying the whole show. The return is not the same road going out. Something in the direction of the knowing. The return route, quieter than the way out. The return route, no more looking about. Return route, the coast is in the body now. Return route, the body knows how. The particular low hum of the car going home. The towel still damp, the cooler full alone. The sand in the footwell of the floor. The radio quiet or just the road no more. The coast came with you, it's not going. The return route, I carried the whole coast. The return route, held on to it the most. Return route, the car, the towel, the floor. Return route, I'll go back for more. The hum, the road, the coast, coming home. The pond at the park went the color of the west, the particular pink the day does best. The pond at the park went the color of the west, the particular pink that the day does best. Right before it's over, the still water held it, every shade that the evening delivered. Still water at dusk is the coast in a frame. Every body of water does the same. Dusk on the water, the pink and the whole. Dusk on the water, the evening told. Dusk on the water, the pond is the sea. Dusk on the water, that's enough for me. The geese went through and split the pink in half, the wake spreading out like a photograph of every harbor I've been in at this hour. The pond doing what it can with the power. Still water at dusk is the coast in a frame. Every body of water does the same. Dusk on the water, the pink and the whole. Dusk on the water, the evening told. Dusk on the water, the pond is the sea. Dusk on the water, that's enough for me. Dusk is the same over any surface of water. The physics makes no smaller or larger distinction. The light goes the same color
over the ocean or the park pond. The reflection catches the same percentage of the red. The pond does exactly what the harbor does. Dusk on the water, the coast was the pond. Dusk on the water, everything beyond. Dusk on the water, the light did its job. Dusk on the water, the park, the coast, the pink, the pond, the geese, the beyond. They asked me how the summer went. I said good. Didn't mention everything the body understood. Yeah. They asked me how the summer went, I said good. Didn't mention that the coast was understood. Through the fan, the towel, the smell, the afternoon, the particular quality of the light in June. I don't need the geography to have the life. The body was at the coast without the flight. I was there in the heat and the salt. I was there, no one else at fault. I was there through the skin and the soul. I was there, it was mine, the whole. Salt on the shoulder that the air put there. The copper skin from the yard in the glare. The heel that knew the surface of the summer. The sound before sleep, the faithful drummer. I don't need the geography to have the life. The body was at the coast without the flight. I was there in the heat and the salt. I was there, no one else at fault. I was there through the skin and the soul. I was there, it was mine, the whole. The coast is not a coordinate on the map. The coast is what the body does when the gap between the wanted and the given is bridged by the particular way the living body takes the heat, the salt, the texture, and the light, and builds the coast from what it finds and does it right. I built mine from a fan and a white curtain, from a mango drip, from the sound before sleep. And I'm certain that the summer I lived was the real thing. I was there, not once, not halfway. I was there every single day. I was there in every breath and soul. I was there, I lived the whole coast, the whole summer, the whole wide open. I was there, I let the summer